The French Horizon-class warships represent more than a pair of air defense frigates in the inventory of the Marine Nationale. They are the distilled expression of a strategic approach that blends industrial autonomy, European cooperation, and operational readiness in a naval battlefield increasingly shaped by long-range precision fires, high-velocity missiles, and the growing possibility of saturation attacks. As the Horizon fleet moves through its midlife modernization, France is not merely upgrading 2 ships, but reaffirming an essential doctrine that control of the seas in the 21st century will belong to those who can see, decide, and intercept faster than the adversary. Horizon class consists of Forbin, D620, and Chevalier Paul, D621, complemented by 2 Italian siblings, Caio Duilio and Andrea Doria. Though often classified officially as frigates, they occupy a status closer to destroyers in terms of displacement, firepower, and mission profile. Horizon-class vessels were not built to be generalists. They are specialists, guardians of the fleet, designed explicitly to defend high-value naval assets such as the aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle, and task groups operating in contested air-sea zones. This narrow specialization influences every element of their architecture, from the silver A-50 vertical launch system to the advanced command and control backbone anchoring the PAAMS air defense suite. The midlife upgrade currently being implemented represents the most consequential transformation in the operational lifespan of the class. The modernization focuses on several crucial components. First, a new long-range radar improves detection capability against low-signature, high-speed threats. Second, the PAAMS system is being retuned to integrate new versions of the Aster missile family, including future variants capable of improved ballistic interception and enhanced terminal maneuverability. Third, offensive and defensive electronic warfare capabilities are being reinforced, addressing the growing prevalence of electronic jamming, spoofing, and multispectral attacks. These changes are not incremental refinements, but structural adaptations to a new naval ecosystem, one in which air-launched cruise missiles, ship-launched anti-ship missiles, and hypersonic delivery systems compress decision time for defenders to mere seconds. The recent test firing of an Aster 30 from Forbin in a real-world operational scenario is a relevant illustration of these capabilities in practice. In the test, the warship detected and intercepted a supersonic target, simulating a guided missile aimed at a naval formation protected by the French vessel. What was remarkable was not merely the intercept, but the reaction tempo. The sense, evaluate, engage cycle occurred in automatic, reflex action mode, demonstrating the vessel's ability to conduct autonomous air defense in situations where human decision time would be insufficient. This is precisely the threshold at which defense systems stop being instruments of combat and begin serving as instruments of survivability. To grasp Horizon's role in the French strategic context, it is necessary to visualize potential adversarial profiles. In the Mediterranean, Horizon may face threats originating from modern anti-ship missile inventories, fielded by both state and non-state actors. In the Indo-Pacific, Horizon might find itself operating near states possessing large inventories of carrier-killer weapons, long-range anti-ship ballistic missiles, and drone swarms designed to conduct reconnaissance, distraction, and saturation. In Northern Europe, Horizon would likely participate within NATO coalition fleets, facing high-density air defense challenges. Across these theaters, the Horizon's task would be identical in its essence: to shield the fleet not by absorbing hits, but by preventing them. Within the broader surface fleet composition, Horizon-class operates as the heavily specialized AAW pillar. FREM-class provides multi-mission flexibility, particularly in anti-submarine warfare. The new FDI-class offers digital combat architecture and versatile deployment with lower tonnage. Yet neither provides the same dedicated anti-air engagement envelope as Horizon. In a high-threat scenario where adversaries attempt to strike the primary naval asset of the French Navy, it is Horizon that stands between the attacker and the fleet. It is the equivalent of an armored gatekeeper, not the most numerous ship in the fleet, not the most versatile, but the most indispensable in its designated role. This point leads to one of the structural weaknesses in the current force structure. France operates only 2 such ships. Italian sister ships exist, but they belong to the Marina Militare and are not organically available to French commanders. The limited number of Horizon vessels introduces constraints whenever the fleet must deploy carrier or amphibious groups simultaneously across different theaters. If one Horizon is escorting Charles de Gaulle in a Mediterranean or Atlantic deployment, the second vessel becomes the only available high-tier air defense escort for all other missions. If the Navy must establish presence in both the Indian Ocean and Mediterranean concurrently, the scarcity becomes even more pronounced. In effect, the Horizon class is simultaneously the strongest shield and, by virtue of its scarcity, a strategic bottleneck. Looking toward the early 2030s, the French naval leadership faces a foundational strategic question: whether to increase the number of dedicated AW platforms, or whether to offload some of Horizon's responsibilities to upgraded FDI or FREM hulls. The midlife upgrade of Horizon ensures that the ships will remain relevant, competitive, and survivable well into the next decade. The probability that these vessels will be actively shielding French and Allied fleets in the 2030-2035 period is high. Yet presence demands both capability and quantity. 2 shields cannot cover 3 fronts. The Horizon class carries symbolic weight beyond its operational worth. To French observers, these ships represent the enduring ability of France to field naval combatants that are both technologically sovereign and strategically credible. In a global maritime space dominated by American and Chinese naval expansion, Horizon-class signals that Europe can still field elite cardiovascular naval assets, capable of anchoring an escort formation in wartime and projecting deterrence in peacetime. After the completion of the midlife upgrade, Horizon will remain one of the most potent sea-based air defense platforms in Europe and a core guarantee of French naval autonomy and strategic freedom of action. The world is entering an era where distance is no longer protection and where strike systems can approach carrier groups faster than decision cycles can physically unfold. In such an era, the ships that will survive are those that will intercept first, not those that are armored most. Horizon class, reborn through its modernization program, positions itself precisely in this paradigm, prioritizing detection dominance, reaction velocity, and interception lethality. It will serve not merely as a ship, but as the breathing exterior shield of France's blue water naval posture, and as a statement that France intends to remain a relevant maritime military power in the coming decades.